Now, Groomer's basically exactly like PC Building Simulator, however there's two main differences. One being dogs instead of PCs, obviously, and the second it being really, really boring. Well, actually, now that I think about it, I guess it's exactly like PC Simulator except for the dogs. Now, all you really get to do in this game is click on a few items, including a razor, scissors, a toothbrush, a Q-tip, and I think soap? Maybe soap. Or is that the DLC? I don't know. But basically what happens is you go around and you click on these, and then after, the dog will play some horrific sound effect. They probably have about 6 that they just go through over and over.
I never apologize, bitch. Come and get me, face fuckers! Just don't know me. I fucking love it!
Honestly, this game was probably one of the more fun games I played when making this video, and it actually surprised me. Because when I first booted up this game, I didn't have high hopes at all. First of all, the siren noises it makes when you boot it up, it's just not something I want to do with, you know what I mean? That's just not something that I look for in a game when I first booted up. Now, the game was designed for you to be a fat person and to play soccer, but that's not the way it should be played at all. I think the most rewarding thing as a player in this game is to land a kick on one of your fellow players, and really just the satisfying crunch it makes as it connects with them is, I think, where this game really shines. And you might be saying, "Oh no, vanilla, you know, you gotta play it how the devs intended you to play it. You gotta play it like that." No. The game is, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. The game is not fun if you play it like the devs intended you to. 100%. Animal Fight Club is basically everything you could want in a fighter game and some. Now, what this fighter game brings to the table is some really spammy mechanics and complicated control schemes that make absolutely no sense to add in the game. The game does get boring really fast, but I gotta say, one thing that kept me on my toes and on the edge of my seat every time is occasionally you'd get a really ear-rapey sound effect that I would always be looking out for, and that would wake me up when I would fall asleep during recording this gameplay, but I think at the end of the day, when everything's said and done, this game's another one that you'll probably just uninstall in a few months when you need space. Also, excuse me if I look extremely tired when recording this. It's 5 a.m. and I'm just exhausted. Unfortunately, I don't speak Russian, otherwise I'm sure this game would have made so much more sense. But basically, there's only a few buttons you can press in the entire game. I'm pretty sure there's 3 in total, interactable items or anything. Basically, the main mechanic in this game is you can turn your head left and right. But what this game lacks in mechanics and gameplay, it makes up in visuals and an excellent story. Now, basically, the story begins with one of your Slavic drunken friends stumbling onto the screen from the left-hand side, and later on meeting another one of his buddies, also drunk, because this is Russia, keep that in mind. And then they join up together and they stumble down into sort of like an alleyway, and then they kind of like phase into this wall, and basically once you reach that point, that's it. This game really left me on a little bit of a cliffhanger, you know what I mean? And I'm excited for a sequel, but honestly, I'm not sure what the devs are planning, because I looked at the developer notes and I don't know, I guess we'll just have to keep our fingers crossed and hope for some information from the devs. I also enjoyed, directly to your right, when you're playing the game, you have a little buddy, and he's just there with a cigar, just in a crouched position. I know, I really like that. I think that's very accurate. And finally, we have the cream of the crop, Pandemonia. Now, this game was at the top of my list for a reason, okay? Now, think about everything that you'd want in an FPS story-type game, and this game has it, okay? Pandemonia, single-handedly, best game on Steam. Now, instead of me breaking down this game, I'm going to leave it up to you guys and just show you some raw footage, and I want you to let me know if it's a cop or if it's a drop.
Allahu Akbar!
Posted in the back, ayy, bitches all on my lap.